Hello Stuart, it's been a while mate, I hope you're alright. I've just been looking at your video about your Cold War response video. I think you make a lot of valid points. I think it puts Great Britain, as once was when we had an empire, into perspective, where actually the way we ran our empire was very great. It's a completely different matter. But we have 62 million people in the country, something like that. That's Great Britain, comprising England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. China has over 1 billion, about 1.2 billion, and India has over 1 billion people now. Now the total population of the world is 7 billion, and those two countries account for 2. I mean, what a huge percentage of the world the world's population these two countries hold. I think it does something to put ourselves in our proper place. It's no use Tony Blair sending a gunboat at every bloody opportunity, or following on the coattails of George Bush, because our time has gone for all that. History has moved on, and I suspect that whilst we have a lot to contribute in terms of many historic ties that we have with countries, due to the war and due to the empire that we once had, and what we call the Commonwealth now. We have a lot to contribute in terms of what's the word? Diplomacy, because there are a lot of contacts. We've still got a lot of very solid contacts in the Arab world, for instance. And we do need to use them for the better. But anyway, I think, when you bring up China and India, I think you're quite right. Everything's going to be about them, and everything is going to be about cost. And I mean, you're talking about the export of jobs. I've said for some time that I think it's absolutely outrageous that probably the biggest growth area in British jobs for some time, much as I don't like the idea of it because it doesn't actually produce much, is in call centres, and we're exporting them to India, among other Eastern European places. I don't know about you, mate, but I've been on the phone to some of these people, from BT particularly, and I phoned them up wanting to talk about broadband, and I just could not understand the word they were saying, with the best will in the world. I got no problem about talking to anybody of a different nationality, creed or colour, I don't care. But I'd like to be able to understand what they say. And I think we're still reaping the lack of benefit from the Thatcher years, in that those jobs are going purely because the shareholders of many companies want greater efficiency and increased profits, and the management of the companies don't know where else to go apart from cutting unit costs for their workers, and that's why they're going abroad. I mean, I know you know this, but I'm just speaking in reply to some of what you've said. And I think the fact that China particularly is becoming, well, it is huge, I don't think that that's a bad thing necessarily, because though Russia isn't quite the force of military might that it once was, but is still a very big country, is not enough to balance the, I'm afraid, quite literal imperialism that now comes out of the United States. In the old Cold War there was a balance. You know, potentially, if you like, Ronald Reagan had his finger on the button, and so did Jimmy Carter, or whoever it might have been. But that meant that there was stalemate and everything was equalised. Over the last few years, the world, I believe, has become well out of balance because there's only been one superpower. So is it necessarily a bad thing for America to be worried about China? I don't think it is. I think that it may just provide a platform for world peace in the way that the Cold War did. Stalemate, neither side being happy to take the first aggressive step, and you know, that might be a positive way of looking at it. I don't know, but when I just thinking about it, I was thinking India and China, 2 billion people, when the world's population is only 7. I mean, Jesus, that's a heck of a bleak part of a market, isn't it? People will doubt us, or people already are, calling on China to curb their carbon emissions. I mean, and they should do, but you can't blame them for not doing it when they have a look at what the industrialised nations of the world did since the Industrial Revolution, and they're going to turn around and say, well, we want to have it, and if we've got to pollute the world in order to get our standard of living out, then we're going to do it. You did, and it's a difficult argument to combat. I just hope that they can see for themselves the benefits in not producing huge amounts of pollution. But as I say, you know, I just wanted to make the point that I'm as bad as you. What did I want to make the point of? Oh yeah, I just wanted to make the point that maybe China as a superpower may just balance out the United States to a less aggressive superpower. They need to be balanced, because I don't think it's right that they should be seen as the world's policeman. Good and thought-provoking video, mate, and I'll catch you soon. I think I'm going to send a video to the mate you kicked it all off. You take care now, mate. I'm not watching the telly at the moment because I'm pig sick, because England rugby team just got stuffed by Ireland, and Ireland, I hate to admit, were by far the better side and deserved to win. That's sport, but there you go. At least Palace won today. Eagles. I'll see you later, mate. You take care. See you later.